You slept 8 hours last night, maybe even 9, and you still woke up feeling like you had not slept at all. Your eyes are heavy, your body feels like it is wrapped in wet concrete. You pour your coffee, and you stand there wondering what is wrong with you. Here is what I want you to hear today. Nothing is wrong with you, but something is off inside your body, and your exhaustion is the evidence. Waking up tired is not laziness. It is not weakness. It is your body sending you a message in the only language it knows how to speak. Today, we are going to decode that message together. Welcome back to the Living Simpler podcast. I am Amy Mewborn, and this is the place where we stop settling for surviving and start building a life that actually feels like living. If you caught our episode on circadian rhythm, this episode is the natural next chapter. We talked about how your body is wired to a 24-hour internal clock and how disruptions to that clock affect everything from your hormones to your metabolism. Today, we are going one level deeper. We are talking about why sleep quality matters more than sleep quantity and why so many women are logging their hours and still waking up empty. By the time we are done, you will understand 5 specific reasons this is happening, and you will have real, concrete steps you can start taking tonight. Let's get into it. We have been sold a number, 8 hours. That is the target. That is the finish line. If you hit 8 hours, you should feel rested. That is what we have been told. But here is the truth. Sleep quality is not measured in hours. It is measured in what your body is actually doing during those hours. Your brain cycles through different stages of sleep throughout the night. You move through light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep in roughly 90-minute cycles. Each stage does something different. Deep sleep is where your body repairs tissue, balances hormones, and consolidates memory. REM sleep is where your brain processes emotion, regulates your nervous system, and integrates learning. If something is disrupting those cycles, it does not matter how many hours you are in bed. You are not getting what you need. And here's the question we need to ask. What disrupts those cycles? That is exactly what we are about to unpack. Your body is supposed to run on a cortisol rhythm. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone, and it is also your wake and drive hormone. In a healthy pattern, cortisol should be at its lowest at bedtime, slowly rise through the night, and reach its peak around 7 or 8 in the morning. That peak is what wakes you up feeling alive and ready. But for a lot of women, that pattern is completely flipped. When you are chronically stressed, when your nervous system has been running in survival mode for months or years, your cortisol rhythm breaks down. You get cortisol spikes at night when your body should be dropping into rest. You get cortisol crashes in the morning when your body should be rising. The result is that you feel wired at 10 p.m. and destroyed at 7 a.m. You lie awake, or you sleep but wake at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. with your mind racing, or you finally fall into a deep sleep right before your alarm goes off, and then you cannot get up. All of that is a cortisol pattern problem. Start tracking what time you wake up at night. If it is consistently between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., that is a liver and cortisol signal. We will come back to the liver in a few minutes. If it is between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., that is often a cortisol and adrenal signal. Write it down for 2 weeks and look for the pattern. Most women do not realize that blood sugar management does not stop when they fall asleep. Your brain requires a steady supply of glucose to function overnight. If your blood sugar drops too low while you are sleeping, your body triggers an emergency response. It releases cortisol and adrenaline to push glucose back up. That cortisol spike at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. that wakes you up, it is often your blood sugar crashing. And here is what makes this worse. If you ate a high carbohydrate dinner, if you had wine with your meal, if you went to bed with blood sugar elevated, your body spends the first part of your night managing that spike, and then it overcorrects and you drop too low, and up comes the cortisol. You never got the deep restorative sleep you needed because your body was too busy managing an internal blood sugar emergency. Eat a protein-rich dinner. Aim for at least 30 grams of protein with your evening meal. Protein slows glucose absorption and stabilizes blood sugar through the night. If you are waking consistently in the night, try a small protein and fat snack before bed. something like 2 tablespoons of almond butter or a small amount of turkey with cheese. Not a full meal, just enough to buffer your blood sugar overnight. Avoid alcohol in the 3 hours before bed. Alcohol initially raises blood sugar and then causes a significant drop. It also suppresses REM sleep. Even 1 glass of wine meaningfully reduces sleep quality in the second half of the night. Inflammation is an immune process. When your body is dealing with infection, injury, or chronic immune activation, it releases inflammatory messengers called cytokines. These cytokines are necessary for healing, but they also interfere with sleep architecture. High levels of systemic inflammation disrupt the transitions between sleep stages. They increase the time you spend in lighter sleep. They reduce the amount of deep, slow-wave sleep you get, and they make you feel like you're waking up after a poor night, even when you technically slept a full night. This is why women with autoimmune conditions, chronic gut issues, mold exposure, or high-stress lives often complain that sleep never feels restorative. The inflammation itself is disrupting the repair process. Here's the thing that nobody tells you. Inflammation rises overnight. Your immune system is more active at night because that is when it does its maintenance work. So if your inflammatory load is high, your body is essentially working overtime while you are supposed to be resting. Focus on anti-inflammatory eating in the evening hours. Load your dinner with leafy greens, omega-3 rich proteins like wild salmon or sardines, and colorful vegetables. Reduce refined carbohydrates, seed oils, and ultra-processed foods. Consider magnesium glycinate before bed. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, including the regulation of inflammation and nervous system relaxation. Most women are deficient. 300 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate before bed supports both sleep depth and inflammation management. If you suspect chronic inflammation is a factor, look into getting a high-sensitivity CRP test in a full inflammatory panel through your functional medicine provider. Do not guess when you can test. In traditional Chinese medicine, the liver is associated with the 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. time window. I know that sounds esoteric, but there is real physiology behind it. Your liver does the majority of its detoxification work while you sleep. It processes hormones, filters blood, breaks down metabolic waste, and clears out the day's accumulated toxins. That process requires significant energy and enzymatic activity. If your liver is working overtime because it is dealing with excess alcohol, hormone metabolites, environmental toxins, mold, or pharmaceutical burden, it does not have the capacity to complete that work quietly in the background. It signals stress, cortisol rises, you wake up. The 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. wake window is one of the most consistent signs of liver stress I see in women with complex health histories. Support your liver every single morning. This does not have to be complicated. Start your day with 16 ounces of water with fresh lemon juice before anything else. Lemon supports bile production and gentle liver activation. Add cruciferous vegetables to your daily eating. Broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, arugula, and cabbage all contain compounds that support phase 1 and phase 2 liver detoxification pathways. Reduce your toxic load where you can control it. Switch to cleaner personal care products. Filter your water. Choose organic where it matters most, especially the dirty dozen fruits and vegetables. Consider a liver support supplement conversation with your practitioner. Milk thistle, NAC, and alpha-lipoic acid are among the most researched compounds for liver protection and detoxification support. Your nervous system has 2 primary modes: sympathetic activation, which is your fight or flight response, and parasympathetic activation, which is your rest, digest, and repair response. Sleep requires parasympathetic dominance. Your body has to be able to downregulate, to shift out of threat mode, to feel safe enough to let go of vigilance. For women who have been running in high stress for a long time, that switch gets stuck. The nervous system does not know how to shift into parasympathetic because it has been in survival mode for so long that sympathetic activation has become the default state. This shows up as difficulty falling asleep, waking up alert in the middle of the night, feeling like your brain never fully turns off, and waking up in the morning already anxious before the day has even started. Your body is not broken. Your nervous system is responding rationally to the signals it has received over a long period of time, but it needs active retraining to learn how to rest again. Practice physiological sighing before bed. Inhale fully through your nose. Take a second, short, sharp inhale at the top to fully expand your lungs. Then exhale slowly through your mouth. This specific breath pattern activates the vagus nerve and shifts the nervous system toward parasympathetic in a matter of minutes. Do 4 to 5 of these before you sleep. Create a wind-down protocol that begins at least 60 minutes before sleep. This means screens down, lighting dimmed, temperature cooled to between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, and a clear transition signal that tells your nervous system the day is over. Limit input in the evening hours. News, social media, emotionally activating content, difficult conversations, and work emails all keep the sympathetic nervous system engaged. Your nervous system cannot differentiate between a stressful email and a physical threat. Information is stimulation. Protect your wind-down window like it is medicine, because it is. Here's what I want you to take away from today. If you are waking up exhausted after a full night of sleep, you are not lazy. You are not weak. You are not aging poorly. You are dealing with one or more of these 5 things: a cortisol rhythm that has been disrupted, blood sugar instability that is triggering overnight stress responses, systemic inflammation that is preventing deep, restorative sleep, liver stress that is waking you up in the detox window, or a nervous system that has been stuck in sympathetic activation for so long that it does not know how to rest. The good news is that every single one of these things is addressable. None of them require a prescription. None of them require something extreme. They require understanding what is happening and taking consistent, targeted action over time. Start with one thing from today. Pick the section that resonated most. Implement just that piece for 2 weeks. Track how you feel and then layer in the next. This is not about overhauling your entire life tonight. It is about beginning to speak your body's language and taking one step toward real rest. If this episode connected with you, I want to invite you to 2 things. First, share this episode with a woman in your life who keeps saying she is exhausted. She needs to hear this. Second, if you are ready to go deeper on your hormone health, your sleep, and your nervous system, the Living Simpler Collective is where we do this work together. We have protocols, community, and real guidance for women who are done with surface level wellness. The link is in the show notes. Thank you for spending this time with me today. You deserve to wake up feeling rested. You deserve a body that supports you, and you deserve to understand what is happening inside you so you can actually do something about it. I will see you in the next episode. Until then, keep it simple, keep it intentional, and keep going.